if Richard Pryor, Eddie Murphy, Kevin Hart, Dave Chappelle had a baby
with a tiny penis,
it'd be this guy.
Couldn't look away from the train wreck. You can blame it on the tech or the disrespect. The free play, better button check. Button check.
What is up, Button Check family? Welcome back to yet again a beautiful morning with a beautiful guest.
I'm here, baby. I'm back.
You know what? Dirty Love, we have, like I said, I promise we're gonna have him on the show more often, at least once a week, because we want to spice it up. You know what I'm saying?
A little bit. You know what? I think that's a good balance because a little too much Dirty Low. That's a little too much. I'm a little hot, I'm a little spicy. You know, I'm not for everyone's taste.
Okay.
You know, I get that, but I do appreciate all the love you guys showed on the last episode. I got a lot of good comments from the fans.
Okay.
That's what I'm here for, the real talk. Sometimes you might like it, but sometimes you gotta hear it.
I don't even remember where the hell we left off. Did we even start the show? Oh yeah, I said.
That's just me introduced. That was just that's my introduction.
Yeah,
that was just my introduction. But we're back. We're here. We're at the Mall of Button Check. It's time to walk into Hot Topic. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go, baby.
We're in the Mall of Button Check, and we're about to walk into
Hot Topic.
How good is that?
Let's go.
Let's go. All right, now into them first set of buttons, or like Dirty Low said, that hot topic.
Hot topic.
That needs to
Here
be
we go.
checked.
I need a band shirt. Let's go.
This one pops off with Metro and profile on the screen. Link in the description field. Definitely show the man some love, follow and whatnot. You can see he's a Vegeta main, Street Fighter 5. Information down below. So
That's
what's
that
up?
says Vega.
Vega. What did I say? Vegeta?
You said Vegeta. I couldn't let that slide. I was like, all of a sudden, they could be like, yo, Dirty Low and Nesto can't say things right. I was like, dude, Vegeta in Street Fighter 5?
Oh my God.
Bro.
Vegeta. I'm over here thinking fighters. What the hell, man? Vega. Yes.
Vega.
I'm sorry. Okay, so Metro started a very interesting conversation the day, which leads to a very interesting conversation that me and Dirty Low had at Defend the North over this last weekend in Brooklyn. So let's pick it up right here. He posted this saying, did pro-level players play casuals during tourneys in Street Fighter 4 era? I don't really see that much. Is it because the game is old, maybe boring unless it's a tourney? Don't want people to get a read on you, boring to play with weaker players, not complaining, just curious. Then you get different people responding saying, yes, money matches were big in 4.
Oh, yeah.
Brian F. So this one gets spicy right here.
Yeah.
Brian F. responds saying, money matches are not casuals.
True.
Pro players would only play you if you coughed up $5 for a first to 3 in Street Fighter 4.
Very true.
All right, so we got Flash response to that saying, selective memory, fascinating. And then Brian responds saying, I'm talking about at majors when playing people not from your scene, I definitely had to offer up money to play most top players. Flash responds saying, that's not true either. You're on one of these days when it comes to the past. Then it kind of gets intercepted by the man, the myth, the legend, the perfect legend right here.
Sorry, I got tickle.
You're choking on that bullshit.
Yeah, I know.
Then it gets intercepted right here by Perfect Legend. He says, when I came to Street Fighter 4, I had to work my way from scratch. It took a lot of playing and losing at majors. I'd run into whoever I could ask for matches. CEO 2011, I played Akuma Mirror with Taquito and casuals.
Nice.
Money matches do take precedence over casual ones, though.
True. Yeah, it's very true.
Brian responds to that saying, okay, I'm just saying that if you actually wanted to secure a set with certain players, money match was how to get it done. Otherwise, there's a high chance you don't play. Not saying that no top players ever ran the setup winner stays on, not trying to imply that. Flash responds saying, this and what you were saying before are not the same in my opinion. You're literally the only person in the thread saying this, and it's false as hell. If you want to secure a match with somebody today, 100% certainty, you gotta bring money. Then he posts this thread right here where people are like, yes, you weren't there, or pros were down to play with literally anyone. All you had to do was ask. Pretty much people agreeing. Brian responds saying, I played millions of casuals. I'm saying
he won't die. He's gonna die on this hill, bro. Oh my God.
I'm saying against top players or top level players who would purposely scan setups for other high level talent or stick to money match setups. You probably had to go out of your way to money match them. This is my experience. Flash response saying that was not the majority. That was Chris T, like you said, and others which is what a handful of players, but you make it seem like it's the entire scene. Brian says, sure, I can see that. Just sharing my experience since I only got to travel to CEO and file around back then, so that was the majority of my experience. Besides a handful of chance encounters, I got sets by offering money. It's just how things worked for me. All right, so let's go ahead and unpack this. So I think we pretty much got the gist, right?
Got the gist.
So it starts with Metro M, but basically saying, did high-level players play casuals? Street Fighter 4 era, I guess he says he's not really seeing that too much now. But then again, the game is not really...
I honestly also feel like the scene is different now, too.
You just feel like it's different?
Yeah, because when in Street Fighter 4 era, it was still kind of grassroots. So that meant grassroots mentality was still kind of there. Like, hey, you go, you play sets wherever you can. Okay. Yeah, there were money matches in our experience. And I'm saying... I understand what Brian's saying. Like, he's only traveled to these big ones, the huge ones, and maybe it's just a little different there. But in my experience, anytime there was like a high-level player and you would go to the local place, you could play them.
Right.
You know what I mean? You had opportunities to play casuals with high-level players. There were also money matches, but the money matches to me were more of like putting your money where your mouth is, putting your pride on the line. The money matches were usually the hype ones. It's like, I know I can beat you. I'll $50 says I'll beat you. And then all of a sudden you got a crowd and you got a hype match.
Right.
You know? So, I don't think money match was like, hey, can I give you money just to play me? It used to be more like, nah, I'm going to put my money where my mouth is. Yeah. I'm going to bring the hype, and I know I can beat you, and I'm about to show you, and I'm going to take your money.
I don't think it's just secluded to Street Fighter 4. I know the question was about Street Fighter 4, obviously.
Yeah.
But we were kind of talking about that recently. Like, I think we've been to a share of locals and tournaments and majors and whatnot. It's different experiences all around because on one hand, I've had, before Button Check, I should say, I've asked certain pro players to play sets. And I would like to say, for the most part, these guys are really friendly. Dominion, Knuckle Doom. They'll sit there and they'll just take turns with like the people that look up to them or want to run sets. You know what I'm saying? Some people are even recording their sets while they're playing them. So for the most part, I would like to think the FGC gods, for lack of a better term, are pretty down to earth.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
They are. Yeah.
But Brian does have a point because money talks. There's a handful of guys out there, well, more than a handful, that love to money match. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
So if you put that money up there, they are going to make time for you. You know what I'm saying? Because chances are they probably think they're going to bother you. You know, especially if they don't know who you are and stuff like that. So either way, like I said, I think there's some give and take, but I think this also leads to another interesting topic because we were just talking about this at Defend the North.
Yeah.
We've experienced this at multiple majors that we went to, including EVO, right?
Oh yeah, definitely EVO.
Yeah, so where you'll go to a major, and let me know if you guys agree or disagree with this down below, but you'll go there and it's almost like you'll find yourself getting bored or leaving rather quickly to go get something to eat or step out or something like that, quite a bit, because there's simply not enough setups, or there's not enough cabinets or whatever, or you don't find people sharing the fucking setups.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
exactly.
Like they're hogging up the setups, so you're just kind of like,
hey man, can I just get in on a game? Can I just get in a game?
And it could be said in no way. Trust me, in no way shitting on Defend the North because
they had setups.
Yeah, that was one of the best tournaments we've ever been to, as far as like
literally. Not only was it one of the best like tournaments, it was organized, the setups were great. I mean, you had 144 hertz running on these PCs. They had Brook adapters on each gaming laptop.
Yeah, it was the first PC tournament.
So whatever controller you plugged in, it just worked. It was also the best smelling tournament I ever went to. Like legitimately, bro. Legitimately.
I didn't even think about it.
It was the best smell. No one was like, oh my God. I didn't walk into the venue and was like, oh, what is that smell? Like, do you remember?
That's true.
I've been to plenty.
I didn't think about it, but
I've been to locals and some majors where I've walked in and been like, oh, Jesus, the musk. Like, it just hits you.
I've smelled that a lot in Dallas.
Not once at Defend the North.
Yeah, no.
Not once. They were on point.
And once again, this might sound biased, obviously, because we were just there and they showed us so much love. So I understand that 100%. But we were having this conversation in the hotel because we were like, we were walking around Defend the North, and I said, I wish tournaments, even though we love Defend the North, I wish there was a way, because I know what some of you are thinking. You're like, well, why don't you just ask for next, right? Yeah. And I get that, right? But a lot of the times, like when I just asked for next, because I did, the guy whooped my ass in like 15, 20 seconds, right? Yeah. And then there was another guy right behind me. So I was like, hey, you want on? And he said, sure. That was it. You know what I'm saying? And that was my experience. There was not like more cabinets just to hop on. I wish there was like maybe a TO over certain sections like that. And I know that staff can be limiting. Or a buzzer, a bell, or something where they're like, yo, each player is allowed this amount of time to keep it rotating. And maybe if you win, you're only allowed to win like 3 or some shit like that, and then you just got to get off. You know what I'm saying?
Like winner stays on to 5 or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
And then like just switch it up.
I think because there's a lot of times, I remember my younger days, not to sound old or anything, but I wouldn't mind just watching, right? I wouldn't mind just watching, sometime recording.
Oh yeah.
Now I want to play. Like if you want my attention, and I'm not talking about like Hollywood in a way like that or anything like that. I'm just talking about it as a player. If you want my attention, I have like a short attention span when it comes to tournaments.
Oh yeah.
I want to play. I want to sit down. You know what I'm saying? And with nobody like regulating that shit, it has a tendency to get stale. So I find myself walking outside a lot. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of
when you can't find a setup, you can't find someone to play, or people are crowding, or a lot of times people go as groups, and then they just stick to that group. All of a sudden, you're like trying to get in on a setup. Yeah. That happened at Evo a lot. I was trying to get in on a setup, but it was just a massive group of dudes who were just all there together, and it's like, you're not hearing me, guys. Say, hey, can I get next? Yeah. It's just like, oh, we just want to hog the setup. We play each other all the time at home. We want to do it in Vegas.
Right.
You don't want to play something new?
That's why I think you find a lot of players that they're always looking for setups, right? They're like, hey, where you going to the hotel? You got a setup? You got a setup? You see DMs, people on Facebook, Twitter or whatever. Who got a setup?
Or worse is when a tournament takes the setups away for casuals, like Saturday night. Yeah. Because finals are on Sunday.
Oh yeah,
and
they're
already wrapping up Saturday night, and you're like, dude, I'm not in the finals. But I still came here to play.
Oh yeah.
Can we please keep these setups?
Yeah, and
one
other
more day.
People talked about that. See, I feel like this leads to so many discussions because other people talked about, well, you spend all this money, you do all this traveling, and then you go 0-2, you are done fucking playing. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
So they were like, can there be like a 0-2 tournament on the side? You know what I'm saying? Like maybe you don't even win your money or whatever, but at least something to keep you playing. You know what I'm saying?
Something else, some side tournament, small prize pool, cash to get in, like something, Yeah. And hey, if you're in the tournament, great. If you lost, we have a side tournament. Maybe they should start doing side tournament for like a last minute seed. Like, hey, you lose, you're out of the tournament, then they run a side tournament. Whoever wins back is back in.
Gets back in the tournament?
Gets back in the tournament, like they do a Capcom Cup and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's an interesting point.
Because it gives you like another opportunity.
Yeah.
And another way for people to shine. Because, when you're at a tournament, you're sitting down a new setup, a monitor you're not used to playing, right next to someone. Sometimes a crowd, sometimes you're on stage and you're on stream. So all of a sudden you're not comfortable. Right. Sometimes it takes a minute for you to get comfortable to get in the zone to be able to play. So having a separate opportunity is actually really nice.
Yeah. And I'm not saying this in a way where I'm like, yo, everybody deserves a trophy. No, fuck that. No. I'm saying that when you spend all this money and you travel so far and you go 0-2, you want to still play. You know what I'm saying? So to have something to play, even if it's casually, something set up, it would just be so helpful.
I think with like Street Fighter 6 coming out, the new Tekken coming out, sometime in the next few years, like fighting games are in a good spot, and we're gonna have a lot of new players coming in. Yeah. And I think maybe that TO should think about what they have to offer their tournaments, like not keep it stale, do something a little different.
Do something different, yeah.
Do something different.
When you go to these tournaments, a lot of them are doing the same exact formula. Now, granted, I said, staffing is tight, so they're like, well, we can only do so much. Yeah. And with Defend the North, their push forward was, well, it's going to be the first all PC tournament, which was fucking huge, right? So I get that 100%. I'm sorry, what were you about to say?
But yeah, so I think that in order to keep casual players enticed, the ones you want coming out to at least play in the tournament, register, buy some merch. You know what I mean? Like your pro players are always going to come out, but you're trying to get as many people as possible to make as much money as possible. Yeah. So you definitely need to have something a little more for the casuals rather than like, hey, we just have some setups and then you can't get on them and all of a sudden they leave. I wouldn't know what the solution is, but I do know that, hey, maybe thinking out the box a little bit and having something different to offer to the tournament will definitely change things and make things better overall for the scene.
And that it is, ladies and gents. Definitely let me know how you are feeling. Once again, all that good stuff down below. Like, subscribe. Once again, Big up to Dirty Low.
It was a pleasure,
for
like
adding
always.
that dirty knowledge.
Just a little bit of knowledge
That we needed.
goes a long way. A little bit of low goes a long way.
A little bit of
A
low.
little bit of low
Goes a long way. And, enjoy the holidays, baby.
Oh, yeah,
Today
baby.
was what? Saturday, Sunday. Not sure really when I'm going to post this, but it'll be, of course, very soon. And then if we don't see you tomorrow, we'll definitely see you the next day. And as always, we are not sure what it is, but I know it's about to get better. See y'all soon. Love you forever. Peace.
Blah, blah, blah. Subscribe.
Argument that you keep doing these dick jokes because they're good.
Yeah,
right?
there's about 1,000.
Every good joke has some truth in it. Okay, so, is it a joke?
Well, you see, I'm a man of the people.
Yeah.
So
you're saying that people have tiny penises?
I'm talking about...
He's saying that your fans...
See, y'all, I don't understand. These YouTube analytics are good. I know your age, I know your location, and I know your dick size. YouTube will tell me your dick sizes.
Yeah.
The average dick size is about 6-7 inches. That's not bad.
That's pretty good.
It's good.
It's the average audience
Button check.
dick size is
Listen.
6 to 7 inches.
Yep.
That means they're above average.
That's
that
what
means
I'm
we
saying.
have above average fans, bro.
Yep, above average fans. That's right. If you were subscribed to
subscribed?
Button Check, you have an above average dick size, is what
So
I'm saying.
like and subscribe. Show
Yep.
what's up.
Yeah, show.
Let it
next time
hang.
next time you meet a girl at a bar, show her
Show her
Button
you're
Check.
subscribed.
Show her you're subscribed to Button Check.
Yeah.
She's gonna be like,
Ooh.
damn.
At least 6. At least 6.
At least a good time.
At least a good time.
At least.
Where did this go? Shit.